Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now, I'm very happy to say, is Michael Reagan, Newsmax contributor, and of course, president of Reagan Legacy Foundation. Hello, sir.
How you doing, Steve?
Good. Thank you for coming back. Always great to talk to you. Okay, so let me follow up on what we were just talking about with Christina Howe Sommers. She's one of the people who signed on to that letter, 16 women, saying Lewandowski should be fired. Where do you fall on that, based on what you've seen from the tape, and maybe you've heard some legal opinions between yesterday and today?
Yeah, Steve, out of everybody and anybody you could talk to on this show, I'm the right guy, because I've been in those situations. I've been where there's a crush of people around you. I've been where there's a crush of reporters around you trying to get to my father or what have you. And I've even had myself elbowed in the stomach by Secret Service agents when I was getting too close to my father, because they didn't know I was the son at that point. They were just trying to keep crowds away. This is what happens in those kinds of a situation. And I was looking at the video last night during the course of the town hall, if you will. It wasn't a big deal. I mean, it really isn't. I got to, you know, as much as I'm not a really big Trump supporter, I got to go with him on this one and say, hey, guy, it's nice you're standing behind your guy. Maybe you handled it incorrectly, which is not new to those people who watch Donald Trump. But the reality of it is that I don't think his guy should be charged with anything, because I've seen that. God knows how many years, Steve, I have seen that.
No, that's a great point. I'm sure you have over and over, and it's interesting that you yourself were mistaken for someone viewed as a threat to your own father. That is very interesting. And I kind of viewed it as almost a natural instinct, kind of, you know, if someone, Trump said that she grabbed his arm, so he kind of grabbed her. But look, you know, let's see what happens in this case. I think it's a lot of bunch of stuff about nothing. But let me ask you that something that happened today, that came out today, that might not be about nothing, and that is the latest numbers from Wisconsin. According to a Marquette poll, Ted Cruz with 40, and that's up 19 points since February in Wisconsin. Donald Trump with 30, which stayed the same, and Kasich at 21, which was up 8 since February. What do you make of that?
I make of that people are getting tired of Trump. At some point, it doesn't change. He never really tells you what he's going to do. He talks to you in big things, but he doesn't crunch the numbers down, if you will. And I think it's just people are a little bit tired. I was even thinking last night watching the town hall, I thought to myself, as my wife and I and my daughter asked her to watch, I said, you know, I could have taped the first debate and just kept on running that every single week, because nothing new has been said, nothing new's happened. Everybody's talking really the same. And I thought that John Kasich did a great job last night in the town hall of getting to crunching the numbers. But I think there's just a tiredness of watching Trump and listening to Trump. And if Trump wants to change that dynamic in Wisconsin, New York, what have you, he's going to have to start coming to the table with truly ideas and explain to us how he is going to do things and get things done, other than talking in generalities.
All right, we may be headed, you know, all that said, to a convention where nobody has 1, 2, 3, 7. If that's the case, I mean, and in anticipation of that eventuality, you know, you got Kasich going around, I'm the only one who could beat Hillary, and the polls show that he would beat Hillary, although I think those polls are pretty meaningless right now. But he's won one state. And I don't know what other states he's really going to win. So, I mean, he could only win in a brokered convention or get the nomination. Cruz probably too. And who knows, Paul Ryan or somebody else. What should any of these candidates make a deal? Would that help any of the 3 remaining candidates? What do you, if you were one of them, what would you look to be doing at this point?
You know, it's interesting because I tweeted a few weeks ago, or a couple of weeks ago, I guess, on at Reagan World. I said, Trump, who's the author of the book, The Art of the Deal, needs to understand he's got to make a deal if he wants to, in fact, win in a brokered convention. This is not new. Let me tell you something. Been there, done that. Brokered conventions are a lot more fun than coronations, if you will. I mean, what do you think we were trying to do back in 1976 with, you know, bringing in Schweikert as the vice president for my father, trying to make deals? Gosh, you had Nelson Rockefeller ripping the phone. We had phones back then, Steve. Ripping a phone out of the floor of the convention hall and throwing it across the convention hall,
right,
and say, quit calling my damn, convention delegates were not going to change. We are trying to get to a brokered convention. The whole thing is everybody talks about the RNC and everybody wanting to beat Donald Trump, but so does Kasich, so does, everybody else. Everybody's trying to beat the guy on top. They always, always do. We'll see what happens at a brokered convention if it goes to be brokered.
Yeah, so we got 30 seconds. So you're kind of surprised that Donald hasn't tried to do something already?
There's nothing new.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing new with Trump at this point. I'm going to make America great again.
No, I mean, try to kind of deal with Kasich or somebody is what I'm saying. Yeah.
I think Kasich did a great job in that town hall last night. Now, whether he catches on and catches more fire, if he takes second
Michael,
in Wisconsin, watch out.
Thank you very much, my friend. Folks, stay tuned. Your call's next. Don't go away.